So therein what you could do was, and this is, I'm talking about reverse, like me wanting to invest in UK. So what they would do then is, I'll say I want these target companies. So to your question, I'll say these are 5 6 companies I'm interested in. Then they'll do the due diligence on my behalf, give me their financials, and like in UK it's easy. From company's house you can anywhere download everybody's financial without login or whatever. So they would give that information and do research for free.
Yeah.
Is that something which Invest India also does?
So at the moment, we are not going into that sort of matchmaking. Like I said, we're very aggressive matchmaking, be it for startups and VCs or for businesses in general. Like, you know, a big company coming in from foreign and saying they're looking for local partners. Why? One, because being a government body, we have always stayed away from the B2B engagements that happen, because in no way government would like to take ownership or, you know, any kind of responsibility on what happens between two private parties. That should be between the two. They should follow their own due diligence to enter into any sort of agreement. Two, it also comes across as putting across some organizations, you know, and favoring them in terms of, you know, promoting. Suppose a foreign company comes in and we say that, you know, why don't you partner with A? It looks like a favor being offered to company A and over company B and C.
The
So how does
Bangladesh
one,
and Adani.
so how does one sort of you know, give or recommend any one private company over the other? There has to be a fair process, and if you have to be fair in all, you know, in all sense, it is not possible for us to, you know, assess all the companies that are in India. We would have missed out some company or the other, and someday they will come up to us and say that you missed out our name and you know, deliberately did not include our name in recommending. So that's why, like I said, that it has not been so aggressive as of now, till the time we find out a way of actually coming up something on the lines of startup was comparatively easier, because there were criteria to sort of shortlist and there were a finite number. But when it comes to matchmaking with companies, it will become a very huge list of companies that are there, and it may not be very useful for, you know, people searching for a partner to log on to that portal where they are seeing lakhs of crores of companies listed and scan through that. So for now, for the lack of, I would say that mechanism, we are unable to offer that matchmaking
I mean,
service.
IBEF is also part of Invest India.
It is not part of Invest India, but it is an entity under the same ministry.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else has any question?
Just wanted to ask a small question.
You can also introduce your business.
Please. I'm Sameer Mangali, ma'am. I'm an owner of this retail store brand called Meena Bazaar, dealing with ethnic women wear. My query is more brand related. Are there queries in your experience, how you know, shared, that there are a lot of companies looking for people who can help them execute? Are there any queries, or would that be something that would be interest for me as a business owner to say, hey, listen, if any brand wants to enter India and they need support, be it in hand holding, any international brand, be it in clothing, be it in accessories, I'm there to help them and sort of guide them in taking it forward. Or have a company created wherein, with the experience and the expertise that me and my team bring on the table, help them in investing in the right you know, places.
See, like I said, that our approach has not been aggressive in terms of this kind of matchmaking. But what happens is, when companies approach us and say that we have these services to offer, and in case a foreign company comes in and they are looking for a partner, we will be willing to partner with them. We keep that in mind, keep that in our database, and suppose a company comes in, we check with the company first, the foreign company, if they are keen on partnering with this company, and after they give us a consent, we share their details and connect the two. Because we have to also keep in mind the confidentiality of a foreign investor. When they come in, we, without their permission, we are not able to also share their details, that so and so company is looking, and, you know, why don't you connect with them. It is only after they let us know. But yes, if these requests come in, we do keep them in mind and keep it in our database to help them connect if at all a matching need arises.
But you will not do any sort of classification of sort that, like Samir has worked with 5 international partners, he has worked with us in the past.
So the criteria comes from the seeker, from the
Okay.
company investors looking for partnership. You may have a criteria. You may say that I'm looking for anything in textiles, and anybody looking at manufacturing or for a retail. the investor may have a different criteria. He may have a criteria like should have presence in so and so region. We are focusing on western states, so should have an aggressive presence over there, or should be catering to a certain market, to a a certain kind of fabric or a certain kind of apparel in the sports industry or whatever. They may have certain criteria, and if we feel that this is a match, we, or if could be, you may be interested.
Sure.
We check with both parties and see.
So is there on the portal, I believe the portal is investindia.gov.
Yes, but you won't be able to find those leads. All of the investments are confidential, and we don't disclose until the projects come into execution or the company is okay to be. Many are listed companies, so they are very particular about the information that is shared. Their announcements of investments. So we do not put up the list of companies that we are facilitating on our website. We have an internal database, so we keep it with us, but that is confidential.
Perfect. So if I would like to
You
register,
can share your your profile and the interest that you have, or the kind of partners that you're looking at, and the kind of services that you can offer as a partner to an investor. For example, one could be access to the market. You can manufacture or get into contract manufacturing, or get it done through so and so your network. You can list down what are your expertise.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, you did mention that you put in projects and those companies can see which project they are interested in or what to do. So once they've decided, maybe I missed, maybe you did cover that, but once they've decided that they will invest in India, and then after that also do you provide any help to them?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I missed mentioning that after they have, it's not that we ask them to go to the website and scan through the opportunity and get on with yourself. If we guide them, they come to us, especially the large investments or even small. I'm not saying there is we do not have any restriction on the size of the investment. Anybody who is confused, many come as saying that we are a conglomerate, or we are into multiple businesses. We are not sure which sector to invest in, which is the best fit for us. We help them shortlist the sector they should be investing in, which sector is more aligned with their vision, which will give them a better result. We help them with the financials of it, what is the costing that will come out to for that business, for that size of investment, what are the incentives that will be applicable, what are the additional incentives from the states that will be applicable, which state will offer what land at which rate. So that helps in them to calculate the final costing for India. We also help in comparison with other countries. Suppose multiple times they are considering whether we should set up in Vietnam or India or other countries. We help them in shortlisting that. A lot of the times there are certain policies that are sort of restricting their entry, or some policies they feel like, for example, for retail, local sourcing was an issue. So we help work with the government for those companies, providing those customized support. Not just, it's not like we will have at least 10-15 companies only, then we will take up their issue. Even if it is impacting that company, we will take that issue up with the center or the state and help resolve those issues. Handhold them. They can ask us, while single window is there, you can ask us what are the applicable regulations to you, what approvals you will require. We can give you that customized list. After you have applied, if you face delays, if you feel that something is stuck for more than the time that is required, you can reach out to us. We can help expedite those, identify if those issues require any kind of intervention from any ministry, from the EGOS or whatever. The different mechanisms are there. We have mechanisms for countries, we have mechanisms for sectors. We help expedite those as well. And even after your business is up and running, you face issues, even then we help with the ease of doing business. If you feel that so and so thing is taking a lot of time, we are always on a watch for identifying where all there are issues, what is taking more time. Like I mentioned, PMG, so we keep a watch on which departments are require more time for approvals, what are the bottlenecks. So those are also all now being undertaken, and the ministry, in fact DPIT, has been aggressively working on resolving such issues, and as you know, they are the ones responsible and charged for making it easier for businesses to operate in India.
Right. So once they got those permissions and the approval and stuff, now they physically want to set up over here. So in that journey also you then they are on their own.
No, we help them across throughout till the time, like I said, till they are up and running, and even after that.
So if they want a, so land bank you did say is there, but they want office
We
space.
even take them for site visits if they want to see land in Maharashtra, MIDC's, region. We will take them for the site visit. We will have one of our officers accompany them and go for the site visit and see how the sites and locations for them.
So I would assume that even if it's not a manufacturing which needs land, is a technology company who wants office space and stuff. There also you.
So office space, those areas again, like I said, these are mostly B2B where you will be engaging into. Maybe they would want a rental space. So we can give them options. A lot of the states have those databases of official spaces, but those are, you may not require that much of a support. It just means that you want to see basis convenience, basis your budget, and so those are not where, we feel that the government is required to intervene. But whereas for the site visits, why I said that we do go and accompany and take those pains is because a lot of them is dependent on the kind of infrastructure that is available. There may not be a road over there may not be electricity supply or a water supply or a treatment plant. So those are some of the things that we also ensure for the investor, that these are there, and many a times it could be a state government responsibility, the highway could be a central government responsibility, the access to port. So that's why I said that those site visits may require our support, and the investor gets that comfort if the team is actively involved throughout that journey of even getting that land, shortlisting.
And you said this is not only for foreign investors.
Yes,
this is for
we
Indian
have
investor
we
also.
have
They
a
can
lot
come.
of most of our domestic investors as well. So, and plus, like I said, that there is no restriction on the size of investment. We are open to all across all sectors from all countries. And in fact, we have seen domestic investment, of course, is not an easy way to track how much of investment. It is easier to track the FDI basis, the RBI data. And in the last 8 years, we have seen a record FDI flowing in. Each year, we have set a new record. Last year, we got around $84 billion of FDI, and this FDI came in from 101 countries. So it's not just coming from the traditional countries like US, Japan, or Korea. It is coming from across the world. The countries across the world are seeing so much of opportunities, and the trust that they're seeing, especially after the geopolitical changes, the world went through pandemic, and they are looking for newer partners. So we are seeing that kind of interest, and this has flown into 57 sectors. Like Rhythm was asking which are the focus sectors, where are we getting a lot of investment, but it is going across so many sectors. So the support provided by us is agnostic to size or sector.
Right. And after the education policy opening up foreign universities to come into India, are you getting any queries for that?
We are getting queries, and we are also getting interest from the Indian companies that are looking at partnerships with the foreign companies. But I think that has some time till it materializes. We are also working with Ministry of Education, the Ministry of HRD, for helping get investments. But till the time the policy is in, and there are people watching. We are in talks with our counterparts in Australia, New Zealand. They are also very eagerly waiting for this to change. Yes, but I think it will be a very positive move if at all.
So we are almost out of time. Any last question? Anyone? Yes, please.
So thank you so much for explaining this beautifully, Invest India, and I'll take up where Gandharv left. So he said that an organization wants to come how much do you have. Now I have a real life example here. So I have a close friend of mine in the UK running a very successful startup. They've reached a good level. And last week we were talking, and he was saying that he wants to invest and come into India market. It's a huge potential. It's a health business with nutritional snacks and all, for Gen Z or millennials who are coming. They have that knack. Now the question here is that it's a startup which has done great. Now they want to come to India. traditionally what happens is they contact companies like Adecco or Manpower and people like these, and we help them come in India. But through Invest India, if you can take me through the steps that what he can do and come into India, so it will be like, I think it will be a real life example for me to understand and to tell that as well, that how Invest India can actually help him and what are all areas.
Absolutely, whatever help is required, our team is there. We have a special UK desk which is looking after only companies coming from UK, and we can later also connect to share with you the kind of success stories and how we have helped not just large but also small companies. For example, there was a wind blade manufacturer that wanted to set up in India. We not only help them shortlist the state, we help with all the processes throughout. And what happened was that for them, the time period to set up any factory globally, and it was in China, was 18 months. They took 18 months to set up that factory, and with us and the kind of support they got in India, they were able to set it up in 14 months, which was their shortest time period, and was a huge success story for us to have that kind of approvals being given in a short period of time. And India is becoming competitive, and people keep saying that this is not right, but there are challenges. In fact, today I was reading through a comparative study between India, Bangladesh and Vietnam, the number of days it takes for approval. So they also, they could be, of course, for them the number of days were higher for approval, but there are certain approvals that were quicker for us, quicker for them. Each country will have their own challenges, and it's not that it is easiest to do businesses in other countries. People do, each country, we have to respect the law of the land and see how processes are happening in each country. But the best part is that things are moving towards a positive direction here, and it is being realized not just at the center, but the states also realizing the need for attracting investments. More and more states are becoming competitive. They are vying for investments. They are bringing in initiatives like deemed approval. Telangana brought in a deemed approval, wherein if approval is not given in a certain period of time, like 15 days for so and so, it will be considered as deemed approval, and the onus will be on the officer responsible. So some states are contemplating of introducing fines on delays. So fines on officers for delay. So these are some of the initiatives that the states are thinking, and the fact that they are working towards this direction is something which shows that India is overall moving to in the positive direction. But I'll be happy to connect with you. If you can connect your friend with us, we can take him through the process, and of course firstly help him understand the opportunities here, the sectors, and how the process will be. Thank you.
And so how, if we have time, so how do people, do you have offices across countries, or how do people get to know about it?
Yeah, unlike other national investment promotion agency, we do not have as many offices. Currently, we have only one office in Delhi. We do have some regional presence, but not a physical office. We were planning to open up, but because of the pandemic, we did not take up official office spaces across India. But we are in the process of setting those offices. Mostly, I mean, we have Australia office was announced by the Commerce Minister when he went to Australia. That is also in pipeline. So we should be seeing some international presence as well as regional presence also. But we are very active online on social media, and you can reach out to us through any means. We say that you write to us and we respond within 72 hours, and it's not an automatic response that thank you for writing to us. We send a customized response within 72 hours.
No, my question was, since we are looking at foreign investment, foreigners to invest in India, so how do they get to know about Invest India?
One is through our missions. We are connected with all of our Indian missions, and they are our first point of contact. They will throw the ball, and we are here to catch. That is one way where they spread that word, and any company that they meet, they pass it on to us. And like I said, that we have an internal portal, so they put in their any company they meet, they put it on the portal, and we get an email that so and so company they met. They put the country and sector, it automatically sends out an intimation to our country team, and like a country team we also have sector team, so it also goes to the sector team. So they research about the company, what were the remarks and pointers from the Indian embassy, what is the interest, and then we reach out to the company through the embassy. So that's how we work through those. We also have partners across 140 countries. We are also the president of World Association of Investment Promotion Agency, which is the investment equivalent of WTO. WTO is for trade, for investment is YPA, which has 105 countries and 100 and our basically members are our counterparts in different countries. We are the president for that. India was unanimously elected as the president of this body last year. So we are also obviously through them reaching out to different companies that are keen. We have different outreach programs. Our team visits on roadshows. We take several central ministries and state governments. We work with them closely on their roadshows and meet with the companies when whenever there is such an event planned. There are a lot of incoming delegations that come in, and now most of the ministries and all, they all direct them to Invest India. They usually have one pit stop at Invest India to know about the kind of support they can get. So yes, that is a challenge of not having an international presence.
In fact, I think India generally now has a policy of not having overseas offices. Like tourism also, they have closed down all the offices on the high street. Which department has?
I would say it is more of we are the startup of Government of India. We were set up in 2009 but restructured by 2017, so we are only close to 6 or 7 years old. So we are growing, and at the time we were set up, it was with just 2 or 3 people with a small sort of a call center sort of a setup. But now we have grown to 415. As we are expanding, the offices will also expand, but we want to make it like a very comprehensive service where the investor would not need to come to India. Then once we have the presence over there, we should be able to resolve those issues, have everything done over there. Otherwise, just getting them to come to India and then make them go through all of this will not be a point. We are looking at that kind of a support internationally, and till the time we have everything all settled and cleared up, we would be waiting on to opening our office.
I would suggest you can start with digital centers.
Digital access we have, like for example, if you log on to the website, I'm not sure if that would is what you meant, but we have country specific pages where which are available in almost 13 languages if I'm not wrong. You can access our pages, special customized country pages. You can look at the information relevant to that country. So if a Japanese is logging on, he can see the website in Japanese, look at the Japanese companies that are present in India, get special incentives that are available for Japanese. For example, we have the Japanese industrial townships across 5 states. So they will see all of those information. What are the special partnership between India and Japan related to investment, and the kind of special initiatives between the two countries. So we do have those ones sorted.
No, I went have a kiosk kind of a thing, and through telepresence they can talk over here.
Wow. Maybe in future. But
we can have it at our missions, our
exactly,
embassies. We can, yes, but that's a good idea.
Thanks so much, Priyaji, for sharing this. I think among the general loom and gloom of what we hear, that nothing is happening, things are not moving around, but I think it's a welcome change and so refreshing to hear from you that actually so is being done by such a young organization, as you mentioned, just 6-7 years old, but you've taken up so much, covered so much space, and it's very positive to hear this as sort of entrepreneurs, that so much inputs are being provided by Invest India and how you're supporting. We really appreciate and thank you for your time. As a small token of sort of gratitude, we wanted to present you.
No, but thanks so much, Karthik, for having me here.
We have now this
Thank
year
you. It's
adopted
very beautiful.
sustainability as a
Very
theme.
beautiful. Thank you.
This is from one of our fellow members, Meena Bazaar.
Who
And
doesn't
this is
know? Who doesn't know?
small token
Thank you so
for
much.
our gratitude. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
everything.
much. Pleasure.
Really happy to hear that our country is nice, young, good hands of growth, and it's a phenomenal learning experience today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Really
much.
appreciate it.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe we can do a quick group picture.
Yeah,
with them.
sure.
Yeah.
On the stage or?
Yeah, I think
Or maybe we can do 2 levels.
हम ऊपर ही रखेंगे
मैं अपना दे रहा हूँ।
We can do 2 levels also. We can do 2 levels also.
मैं तुम आपको दे रहा हूँ।
लोड बेरिंग चेक किया हुआ स्टेज
तुम दे रहा हूँ।
We can do 2 levels to have a
हाँ,
compact
yeah, yeah,
picture.
yeah.